Godspeed.
We're now joined by our race winning team from the Blue Ox 100. First, we have Rev Racing owner Max Siegel and driver of the number 2 Sunoco NTI Toyota from Winchester, Tennessee, Ryan Gifford. Ryan, talk about your first career NASCAR victory.
This is something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. To come here after 4 years being in the series and coming up short so many times, to be able to go out and do this is just awesome. And I want to celebrate it and make it a memory that I'll be able to tell my children. So I think this one was good, but I think there's many more to come, and I think now we got the ball rolling. I feel like there's been 1,000 pounds lifted off my shoulders to go out and get this first win, and now we can just go out there and hopefully click them off.
Max, 11th Rev Racing victory, 4th different driver, but more importantly, a win for a driver that's been with the program since the beginning. Talk about what it means to you.
It means a lot. I can't say enough about the support that NASCAR has given us and the belief in the Drive for Diversity program. To be able to support a driver like Ryan and be with him for all these years and watch him go through stuff personally and professionally, he's just been a quiet leader for our team. So all of our partners, Toyota, Goodyear, Sunoco, Marcus Shadot, and NASCAR, has just been an incredible partner of ours.
And we'll open up to questions for Max and Marcus. Stan?
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. 2 questions. First, for the race winner. When today did you get the real feeling, I can win this race?
About 3 to go. We struggled all day in practice. I was 23rd or something in practice in one, and the other one I was ashamed to even look. But my team, they kept fighting. They worked their tails off to, get the car right. And Mark Green came up to me right before qualifying, and he said, "Hey, you're going to have a good car for qualifying." And I believed him 100%. And I went out there and laid a decent lap down, ended up 11th. But, you can race from there. And we raced smart and tried to save our tires and ended up there at the end. So, I've tried to change my approach on racing this year and tried to race a little bit smarter than harder. And so far it's paid off.
Max, I've known you for a long, long time. We haven't talked quite that often. I remember when you first started with NASCAR. You've always been great for this sport and everything. Expand, if you will, on what was it about this driver, this man, that kept your faith throughout these years?
I think Ryan's genuineness, his commitment to his career, the way he interacts with his friends, how grateful he's been for the people that support him, his respect for the sport, and quite frankly, his leadership with the organization. Ryan's been a leader by example, a very quiet leader, a very committed person to this program, and certainly grateful for the opportunity that NASCAR and Rev Racing has provided for him to develop.
Thank you.
David?
Hey, Ryan, you talked in Victory Lane about how maybe in the past you would have let doubts creep in your head sitting there in the car and the red flag and everything. I mean, how did you get past the point where that's not happening anymore?
I actually last year I hadn't been racing a lot besides the K&N East series for 2010 and 2011, and last year in 2012 I got in my dirt car a bunch and won a few races, and I was like, I'm still a fairly decent race car driver. I can still go out here and win, and just that last year gave me the confidence that I could go out and win again. And I know this is a lot bigger level and a lot harder, but having that just little bit of confidence, just builds, and you can build off of it. And then we went to Bristol and run 3rd, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm as good or better as when I first started this series, and was running 2nd and top 5. So I've really learned a lot, and like I said, just that little bit of confidence that I got last year has done huge things for me. A little bit of everything. Just whatever they ask, I guess.
Hey, Ryan, Charlie Leffler, Richmond Suburban Newspapers. You talked about racing smarter. It seemed like no matter where people were in the pack tonight, there was a wreck happening. Did any of them come close to you, and how did you avoid it?
Yeah, there was one that was right in front of me. Actually, they were I don't know if they were lap cars or leaders trying to lap a car, and one of the cars and one of my teammates actually got together and spun right there in front of me. But you know, thanks to my spotter Tyler Green, we got her loaded up and got stopped in time, and luckily nobody got in the back of us, and we could roll around it. So wasn't too bad. You know, just tried to watch ahead of us as much as we could, and racing smarter also is just not putting yourself in those situations to get wrecked. It may cost you a position or two early,